Lions TV, backed by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited. It is a company owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors on the back boards behind me. If you're going to do a bit of business, then please keep it in the Millwall family and check out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. Now, this is your midweek roundup. Games are coming thick and fast. We're going to look ahead to Saturday's game against Preston North End at the Den. But we're going to start out, obviously, with last night's fantastic victory on the road against Fat Frank Lampards, Derby County at Pride Park, and the 11 that Neil Harris picked to start the match. Two changes were made from the team that were victorious and put us through to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup against Wimbledon. Aidan O'Brien dropped to the bench and cup-tied Ben Marshall come back in, and the impressive Alex Pearce dropped out and captain Sean Hutchinson come back in alongside Jake Cooper. It was Jordan Archer in goal, Marlon Romeo right back, Murray Wallace left back, Cooper and Hutchinson centre defence. There was a midfield central three of Jed Wallace playing very high with Sean Williams and Ryan Leonard just behind him. It was Shane Ferguson right midfield, Ben Marshall left, and up front as a lone striker it was Lee Gregory. So finally, Jed Wallace plays central as a midfield three. I don't know whose idea that was. Maybe the gaffer's been on YouTube again, who knows. But we went with a 4-5-1, reverted back to what we went with against Swansea and Middlesbrough, both away from home, and we was victorious. A great result, and one that pushes us further away from the relegation zone. I thought the back four were outstanding last night, I've got to say. Jake Cooper especially. It's great to see them boys back to near their best. Just in front of them, now we've got that midfield three, and you've got Jed Wallace playing high up, right in behind Lee Gregory, where he needs to be. Sean Williams and Ryan Leonard, I thought they did, and I hate the saying, as I've covered this before, when people say they did a lot of good work off the ball. I didn't really notice much on the ball, but if you look back at the game, Derby couldn't really break through our midfield to get to our back four to cause those problems. So for me, a lot of good work done off the ball last night by Vanilla Leonard and Sean Williams. I'm going to take the Vanilla away for now, after how he played last night, and of course the goal he set up last week. The second half, it was pretty much of the same. You know, I said at half time, it's a 0-0. There's been some disappointing 0-0s lately. A disappointing 0-0 at home to Rotherham, one at home to Sheffield Wednesday. But this is a 0-0 you definitely would have taken. And although it was heading towards a 0-0, if you're an underdog, if you're a team that's come for a point, you're sitting back, the longer that goes, the more you start to think, hang on, we could nick something here. Eventually, we did get our chance, and we took it. One chance, one goal. When you play defensive and on the break, that's exactly what's got to happen. We was clinical in our approach last night, even though we only had one shot on target. Bang, one goal. Lee Gregory wins the ball after their midfielder goes and 50p head completely misses the ball. He goes down, Greg. What he does, he realises he's on, so he gets quickly back to his feet. He does so well. He knocks in Ferguson. Ferguson, in turn, knocks a great ball for Jed Wallace, inch perfect. Jed Wallace has still got a lot to do at that point. He's running away from goal with Cashley Cole chasing him down, and he focuses, and this is a good example for you young kids watching. You ain't always got to go for top corners. You concentrate, you get your body over the ball, you worry about hitting the target. Cashley Cole should do more. The goalkeeper, if that's Jordan Archer let that go in, I'd be doing my absolute nut now, because he shouldn't be saving it all day long. But take nothing away from Jed. On his weak foot, away from goal, away from home, against, you know, a big crowd, he keeps his concentration, he hits it hard, he hits it low, it goes in, and cue the celebrations. Joined very quickly by a lot of players, but it was good to see Murray Wallace there at the front. He's growing on me every week, Murray Wallace. Thought he was great last night. I said all the back four, Marlon Romeo and the two centre-halves. But Murray Wallace, he knows where the net is as well, by the way, didn't he? If you noticed that. But he's really getting into it now. And James Meredith, unfortunately, is sort of forgotten man at the club. But Murray Wallace has really come into his own. And he's been a lot more of a player than I suggested he was. You know, I remember when Byron went to Scunthorpe, people were saying, oh, Byron's better than Murray Wallace. And I just don't think Byron was ever the same after his injury. And that's why he went to Scunthorpe. But Murray Wallace has really come into his own. And, you know, it was great to see him join in with Jed there for the goal. So we hold out for the victory, and I don't really think we was that threatened. I felt very nervous at the time of the game, but I think that's because we're open to conceding late goals, and we've been away from home, like at Middlesbrough, like at Norwich, as I'm sure many others, I can't think off the top of my head, but where we've been winning deep into injury time, we've ended up letting it slip. So although it was shitty bum time in the stands, and we did seem nervous, a lot of us, I don't think that was ever really in that much danger. You know, Derby aside, it was very similar to the Middlesbrough game, but that aside, they are very similar to Middlesbrough. They're an ageing team. Now, they've got a lot of old heads in their side. They've got Keogh, they've got Huddleston, Nugent, and they come forward with no pace whatsoever. They was building from the back, literally their goalkeeper, they're trying to do the splitting the left back and the right back and playing out from the back like Man City, and that's all good and well, and it looks great, and for those poor that Neil Harris says he doesn't play enough football, you know, that's too much football. And if they was getting it forward from these positions, they then couldn't get the players up the pitch quick enough. So they wasn't getting the ball wide. The only danger man they had was the one wide right who was quick, but they kept knocking long crossfield balls to him that wasn't coming off, and as a result he was restricted from getting his balls into the box. But listen, we held out, and hopefully now we have turned the corner. We seem mentally stronger in those last minutes, and it was a fantastic victory. Pleased for the team, pleased for the gaffer. 2 wins in a row, 2 clean sheets in a row. We march on. And we march on to this Saturday then. Of course, we play Preston North End, managed by ex-Norwich manager Alex Neil. Now, they're 11th in the table. They've played 33 games. They've won 11, drawn 11, and lost 11. And, you know, that may not bowl you over, but I've got to tell you, they are unbeaten in their last 7 league games, with good wins on the road recently against QPR, Stoke and Bolton, as well as beating Norwich at home recently, the league leaders 3-1. Last time out they drew 0-0 with Nottingham Forest, so they come into the Den maybe on the back of a bit of a disappointing 0-0, no goals at home for them against Notts Forest. Maybe the run they're on, that's a game they'd be expecting to win. So they're going to be coming to the Den, and this is a game that I think is more than capable we could be winning. I really, really do. You know, there's been points in this season where we've got results and I've felt, you know, this is it now, this is the turning point. I really feel now that this is a turning point, and I think we'll kick on. So what will the gaffer do? Will he stick with a 4-5-1 or will he revert back to 4-4-2? I think he'll go back to 4-4-2. Personally, I'll stick with a 4-5-1 and I will turn that 4-5-1 into a high pressing 4-3-3 and absolutely go all out and try and create chances, get the crowd behind us early and win the game. The 11, as I said earlier, it's close to the 11 that I'd pick. I'd make 2 changes. I'd take out Ryan Leonard and I'd put in Ben Thompson. Now you've got Jed playing as that further forward thinking central midfielder. That will allow Tomo to do what he does best. Break play up, win tackles, give the ball to the Wand. The Wand can ship it all over the place. You know, diags to Marshall, diags to Jed, through balls to Gregory. We can get players forward and try and score goals. The other change I'd make is Jordan Archer. I'd put Dave Martin in goal. Or Ben Amos has been back in training for 2 weeks now, so he must be nearly fit. And, you know, it's nothing against Archer. I just don't rate him. We all know that. Let's not dwell on it. But although he's done not a lot wrong in the last 2 or 3 games, for me, it's just evident he's a ticking time bomb, and it's only a matter of time before he costs us. So I'd ship him out and I'd put Amos or Martin in. But I'm confident about Saturday. I think we'll do well. And as I said, I really think it's the turning point in our season. So this is your pre-match prediction, and here we go. I think we're going to go well Saturday. As I said, I think we're going to win the game by 2-1. It'll be difficult, but I think we'll grind it out. 2 goals from Wallace, Murray or Jedi, you ask. 1 of each for both. The big dog up from the back for maybe another header like he did against Wimbledon. And little bit of magic, a moment of magic from Jed Wallace. I'm thinking maybe a beautiful free kick to send the Den into delirium. So that's your lot for this midweek roundup. The games are coming so thick and fast. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I think it is Thursday today. An away day's just gone out and a final fan cam from last night's game. This is your midweek roundup. And tomorrow, keep your eye out for a score predictions VT from the boys at Lions TV. And have a pop. What do you think the score's going to be? Put your comments below. And while we're on the subject, we are closing in very quickly on 10,000 YouTube subscribers. I'll do a big giveaway of all that stuff I've just showed you once we get to 10,000. So please, I know I say at the end, but subscribe to Lions TV because it is free. It was and always will be free. It doesn't cost you anything. So subscribe and you could be in with a chance of winning a few goodies. But before that, let's concentrate on getting down a Den on Saturday. 3 points against Preston North End. I'm very confident we're going to do it. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.